Welcome back to the Legend of Heroes Trails to Azure, where we are finally on our way to the airport to do this thing, whatever it is. Okay, then let's go. There's still some time until evening. We'd be a bit early, but should we head inside and wait anyway? As I said, I do not know what other business we'd have to take care of. Well, we're a bit on the early side, but is everyone alright with heading in? Sure. I don't know if I'm ready for this. We have sailed Liberl's high-speed cruiser. It's just as grand as they say it is. It's the world's fastest airship. The ZCF garnered a lot of attention thanks to their work in it. It outperforms the competition time and time again. Continues to break its own records to this day. So that's what Liberl sends her in on. Nothing but very best for Her Highness, huh? Princess Klaudia is her name, right? She must be one classy gal. Well, technically, she is more than just a princess. She is the crown princess. In other words, she is first in line to inherit the throne to the kingdom of Liberl. Hot damn. So how likely is it that a big shot like her actually made the time to meet us in person? Hard to say for sure. I could get in touch with Belle. She would know the particulars of Her Highness's schedule. Actually, something tells me I'm not going to need her insight. Huh? Ladies and gentlemen of a special support section, we appreciate your patience. Senior Captain Schwartz. No way. It's her! Oh yeah, the chick that Galsy kept raving about. Forgive me. I assume you were present at the unveiling ceremony as well? Where are my manners? I'm Senior Captain Julia Schwartz of the Liberlian Royal Army's Royal Guard. By the orders of Her Highness Princess Klaudia, I'm here to escort you aboard via sail. Please, follow me. Via sail. It's even more beautiful up close. Well, it's the pride of a kingdom. The white wings of Liberl, as they say. I can't believe we're really going to meet the Crown Princess. And they're being escorted by Senior Captain Schwartz too. In the flesh. Try to calm down, Noel. Oh, I wouldn't mind accompanying you to ask for an autograph afterwards. Good idea. Remind me to get one for friend too. I don't think I've ever seen these girls get so pumped. By the way, I heard the rumors of your accomplishments. It's quite impressive, especially given how young you all are. You were the ones who resolved the crisis that occurred a few months ago, correct? In a way, we are still learning on the job. The SSS would never have been able to solve that case if it went for all the support our allies gave us. My apologies. Your words simply remind me of what a young associate of mine once said. Welcome aboard the flagship cruiser of the Liberlian Royal Army, via sail. Please understand that, as a precaution, all wireless communication has been restricted while upon the ship. If you have any objections, speak freely, and we will be happy to accommodate you. We'll be fine, thanks. Wow, a real state-of-the-art high-speed cruiser! Well, everyone, shall we board? No, we turn around and run away. Hello? This is the Crossman Police Special Support Section. Ah, is that you, Kia? Oh, Theo! You finally called back! Yes, though without any video feedback this time. Is no one else home right now? Yeah, but Chief just left a little while ago. It's only me inside here right now. I see. I tried calling Lloyd and the others on their enigmas, but I wasn't able to get through. That's why I called the SSS building's main line. Okay. Lloyd and them got invited somewhere by a white falcon, so we're out doing that. A white falcon? Yeah, his name is Zeke and he talks just like Sight. I seem to be missing out on a lot. Attention, apologies for delay. Passengers bound from Le Mans now. She's at a train or airport or something. She's at some travel location, right? Train station, airport, something like that. I have to go now. I'll contact you again later, Kia. Please give my regards to the others. Okay, talk to you later. Woof.
Oh,
hey, I'm back. Oh, Chief! You should have come home a minute sooner. You just missed Theo on the phone. Oh yeah, she called. What did she have to say? Well... A trip down memory lane for Trails in the Sky players. Pardon me, Your Highness. I've brought the special support section per your request. Please show them in. After you. Right. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Klaudia von Auslese, Crown Princess of the Kingdom of Liberl. I apologize for having called all of you here so suddenly. Not at all. It's a pleasure to meet you too. I'm Lord Bennings of the CPD Special Support Section. And I'm Ellie McDowell. It's an honor to make your acquaintance, Your Highness. The honor's mine. I've been told quite a bit about you, Ellie. It's so good to finally meet in person. You've heard of me? Yes. I've had the privilege of conversing with your grandfather, Speaker McDowell, earlier today. Maria Belcois and I have gotten acquainted several times as well. Is it true that you spent time studying in Liberl? Yes, for about 3 months. I regret we didn't meet sooner. No, the fault lies with me. How do you do, Princess? Name's Randy Orlando. No, Seeker. It's an honor to be in your presence. Vazzy Hemisphere? I'm delighted to meet one so beautiful as yourself, Your Royal Highness. It's lovely to meet all of you as well. Please, make yourself comfortable. Actually, there's someone else I would like to introduce you to. Unfortunately, he seems to be running a bit late. Never fear, for I'm here. That sound. I've heard that loop before. No way. And here he comes now. What? It's those guys from the support request. Oh, have you already met? I suppose we have. Well, isn't this a surprise? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My deepest apologies for earlier today. And to you as well, Princess Klaudia. I hope you can forgive our tardiness. This idiot was off sticking his nose into any trouble he could find. I'd expect no less. Allow me to introduce myself once again. I am Prince Olivert of Erebonia, representing Emperor Eugene III of the Erebonian Empire. However, my true identity is that of the unparalleled, unprecedented, wandering bard, Olivier Lenheim. The pleasure is all yours. Shocked, speechless. Oh, well, no, you're pulling my leg. I'm sorry to say, he speaks the truth. Unfortunately for all of us. As for me, I am Major Müller-Wende of Imperial Army's 7th Armored Division. The two of us are also here at the behest of Crown Princess Klaudia. It's good to formally meet you, ladies and gentlemen of the SSS. Oh, I see. So Estelle and Joshua are the ones who told you about us. To think you were fighting side by side only a year ago. I didn't realize you all were so close. Ah, damn, who knew those two had so many royal contacts in their pocket. Yes, yes. And now that you're all caught up, we can cast aside all those pesky formalities. We, alongside Estelle and Joshua, are a valiant team that stood against the dangers of the infamous Liberl incident. Just as all of you stood with them during the crisis in Liberl a few months ago. Why, Agnes herself must have ordained that we too will become the very best of friends someday. I think you might be exaggerating a little. Honestly, we're humbled just to have the opportunity to meet you. Oh, there's no need for that. You should be at ease with us. Well, it's true I summoned you all here to seek your advice. It wasn't my only reason. I was also looking forward to simply getting to know you. Your Highness? Whoa, I'm touched. Wow, I don't even know what to say. From what I've heard, Estelle and Joshua have greatly valued their time in Crossbow. You even have a lovely little theme park down south. Perhaps I could stay an additional You don't have any additional months. All your duties have the next half year booked up. Ah, come dear Miller. Can't a man daydream just a little? Frivolity aside, we have a basic of understanding of what it is the SSS does here in Crossbow. As such, there are several things we'd like to confide in you about. So, we're finally getting down to business, huh? Would it happen to have anything to do with a trade conference? Correct. So this system you're using was made by the Epstein Foundation? Yes, the Foundation was responsible for the design and installation of the after-sales data processing system. If you could please take a look at this. That's His Excellency Imperial Chancellor Gilead Osborne, otherwise known as the Blood and Iron Chancellor. I won't bore you by speaking ill of a man you've never met. However, there's something I would like to make you all keenly aware of. Right now, at this very moment, the troubled waters of civil war are brewing in Erebonia. What? They are? That's the grim reality. And at the heart of it is the reformist faction, led by the Chancellor. They seek to create a new centralized authoritarian government. Opposing them is the noble faction, led by the Empire's most prestigious houses. Together, they strive to maintain the status quo. The actions of these two groups are sending the Empire tumbling toward an unavoidable conflict. The reformists versus the nobles. I've heard of a political strife in the Empire, but I had no idea things had gotten so dire. If I may ask, are we to presume that Your Highness' position in this conflict is neutral then? Not quite. Rather, I seek to open a third path. Though I do find it places me between the proverbial hammer and anvil, each faction sees me as a fly on the wall worth swatting. It's hard to disagree. But if tensions between the sides have gotten to the point where civil war is looming on the horizon, then that makes the trade conference the perfect opportunity to strike. Oh no. Now I see where this is going. It's as you fear. We believe the noble faction's leader, Duke Cayenne, has taken action. He likely plans to send a terrorist force to Crossbow. One whose sights are set on taking Chancellor Osborne's life at the conference. Not assassins, but terrorists? The Chancellor has incurred the wrath of far more than just the noble faction. Numerous victims of his oppression, both in and outside the country, have joined forces as a terrorist organization. And the evidence suggests that the noble faction has been the one funding them. So that's what's up. We're looking to bury their greatest political threat without dirtying their own hands. But if they succeeded, wouldn't that be problematic outside of the Empire too? Problematic doesn't begin to cover it. It would be a disaster for Crossbow. Can you imagine the political ramification we'd face if the Imperial Chancellor were assassinated on our own trade conference? Sorry about that. Don't be. You're absolutely right. At the very least, the Empire would impose unthinkable reparations on Crossbow for having failed to protect its Chancellor. Ironic, seeing as the ones responsible for his death would be Erebonians themselves. I can't believe this. It would be awful, but not unexpected. It's characteristic of diplomacy, if anything. You can say that again. But that's not all. A similar conflict is written on the walls of the Republic of Calvert as well. What? Is that true? Yulia, if you would please. Yes. The Republican government's representative, President Samuel Rucksmith. Does someone hold a grudge against him too? Not against him specifically, but more so against Calvert's long history as the melting pot of Western Zemuria. Its acceptance of various cultures from across the continent is the main contributor to their diversity, as well as their particular brand of political strife. Xenophobia, to be specific. That's terrible. As I'm sure you're aware, Calvert has always accepted immigrants from the East. When the country democratized, the flow of expatriates into the country increased, and the Eastern Quarter was founded. Naturally, there have always been Calvadians who stand opposed to the Republic's immigration policies. You mean the anti-immigration faction, correct? I hear the movement has been gained more and more traction in recent times. Does it mean radical nationalists are targeting the president? Indeed it does. Like the Erebonian terrorists, they seem to be just as well funded. I recently received intel that the nationalists have supplied the Klaudian terrorist organization with arms. Said terrorists are now mobilizing. That ain't good. I think we have a gist of things now. But I have to ask, why confide in the SSS about something so far-reaching? Wouldn't it be more appropriate to contact the cross-Berlin government directly? Even if I wanted to, some of this information couldn't be disclosed to a foreign government. Isn't that right? Huh? It's just as Ellie says. Chancellor Osborne and President Rocksmith are both shrewd men. They are undoubtedly well aware of the forces that are targeting their lives. Despite that, they've chosen to keep it from the cross-Berlin government. We don't know what would motivate the two of them to remain quiet about the situation. However, given their decisions, we are in no position to leak confidential state affairs of either government directly to Crossbell. And though I'm a member of the imperial family, I'm forbidden from interfering with the policies of our government to begin with. My hands are tied. I suggested to the Crown Princess that she call you here. So that's why. In other words, everything we talked about this evening has been strictly off the record. It's been a friendly chat over tea, you could say. No formal discussions taking place tonight in the least. Of course, we could hardly stop you from spreading any unsubstantiated rumors if you so chose. I see. We'll take that to heart. Man, you guys are a real couple of wild cards. Rather wily for a prim and proper princess, aren't you? Wazi! You're talking to royalty, show some respect! Oh, that's quite alright. There's no denying that the situation in Crossbell is growing more unstable by the day. So in order to try and improve things where we could, we thought it necessary to bend the rules a touch. Running counter to us, however, is a thorn in our side. Two thorns, in fact. One each revising the script from behind the scenes. And that called for making use of our dear Estelle's connections. Thorns? I believe you've already met them. Lecter Arundel and Kilika Ruran. Yes, we have. That must be the reason the Crossbell government doesn't know any of this. Precisely. They are manipulating the flow of information. In Miss Ruran's case, she was once a receptionist for a Bracer Guild. Her insight is so keen that it borders on clairvoyance. Controlling information is simple for an emissary as talented as her. Yeah, that lines up with what you heard about her from the guild, too. She's been an ally up to now, but she'd be as scary as she is pretty if we had to go up against her. As for Lecter Arundel, his full career history and background are unknown, but one thing is certain. He belongs to a group known as the Iron Bloods. Iron Bloods? What is it with Erebonians and their love of iron? Let me guess. They report directly to the Blood and Iron Chancellor, don't they? Yes, they're handpicked prodigies groomed by the Chancellor, to be more precise. They're each frighteningly competent, but at the same time quite different from one another. The noble faction has without a doubt been keeping a close watch on them. The Iron Bloods. We already considered Lecter dangerous enough as a member of the intelligence division. As if that weren't enough, we've also Heyu and the Red Constellation's presence on Crossbell to consider. Each has ties to a respective major power's government, so I wouldn't expect either target to take conference. That being said, we've detected suspicious activity within each group since our arrival. Perhaps the 5 of you would know something about that. We do. Fair's fair. We fill you in on everything we know about that at the moment. LoH and the others outlined the recent actions of the Red Constellation and Hayway. That helps paint a clearer picture. Yes, my concern for the most part lies with the so-called assassin, Yin. At the very least, I don't think you have to worry about him targeting the Chancellor or myself. This also corroborates with what I know of the Red Constellation. They're dreadfully belligerent, even for a Jaeger Corps. I can't imagine it want to target me either. The way I refuse escort and protection must make me as fun as fishing in a barrel to them. Maybe not. If anything, I think having the Major tag along would make a few of them come out to play. I could see them wanting to pick a fight for fun. Please, I'm only a single soldier. I couldn't entertain a few and hope to win. But regardless, the best we can do for the time being is prepare for the worst. I must agree. Thank you, everyone. Your prize has been much appreciated. We will make certain to prepare accordingly on our end as well. Please, if you don't need to thank us. The pleasure was all ours. The information you provided us has been invaluable. Yes, we couldn't be more grateful. Here's to a beautiful new partnership, Special Support Section. And to commemorate the occasion, I think this calls for hitting up Crossbow's famous nightlife. You can show your thanks by showing me around. What do you say, Wendy? Muzzy? I think you know just the right places? Oh, now you're speaking my language. Sure, I could take you to a few of my favorite spots. Then it's decided, my dear Müller, cancel my dinner plans and... Not on your life, you simpleton. Don't forget, you're expected to attend the Arc-en-Ciel performance with the rest of the dignitaries. I suppose you're right. Well, I did want to see Arc-en-Ciel for myself at least once in my life. Don't worry, I think you'll still have a good time. That's right, it'll be a show to remember, I'm sure. I've been rather looking forward to it myself. In the meantime, we will get in touch with you should we run into any new developments. Next time, I'll be sure to do so directly rather than relying on Zeke's services. Right, thank you. Yeah, warn a guy next time you want to stick a pile of claws and feathers at him. So terrorists are taking aim at 2 of the dignitaries. Damn, I knew it was a possibility. But to think it would actually happen? What in the hell are Erebonia and Calvert thinking? Should be safe to assume they've got some sort of plan. You better inform Mayor Croix and the CGF too. Right, I'll just leave that to you. At any rate, I couldn't believe my ears when I heard that you boarded the Assail. Normally, 2 world leaders requesting a direct audience with any of us would be unthinkable. I'm guessing the 1st Division has been keeping tabs on them. It was pretty sudden for us too, you know? It's not our fault we're so popular. Sudden or not, you still should have consulted your superiors before accepting the invitation. Expecting these kids to do things by the book was your first mistake. The messenger was out of the ordinary anyway. I think they handled it just fine. Man, those 2 went like any prince or princess I've ever heard of. Especially with Olivert guy. He got more than a few screws loose by my count. He's still a prince when he shows some respect. I'd say he was chipper, not to mention witty. Plus, I'd say he seemed pretty versed in the ways of the world. The major he had accompanying him seemed highly skilled himself. Not only that, Princess Klaudia and Senior Captain Schwartz were just stunning. The princess was so refined and cordial, and the senior captain was the very picture of dignity. She even had the grace to grant you that autograph for your sister, I gather. How did you know? Good grief, people. Oh, never mind. Even just confirming that we have hostiles out there is a win in my book. It would be a smart idea to rearrange the security assignments to account for this. The most opportune moment to strike would be while the conference is in session. Yeah, the dignitaries are all scheduled to return to their home countries the following afternoon. If something's going to happen, it's bound to go down in the next 24 hours. The main session is scheduled to take place around noon, correct? Right, at 1 p.m. It's being held in the International Conference Room on the 35th floor of Orcus Tower. It'll all go the way until evening, with one break scheduled in the middle. So all we need to do is protect our bigwig VIPs throughout the conference, yeah? Actually, we already plan to have a comprehensive security tier deployed inside Orcus Tower. The building itself has its own security protocols in place as well, so on-site safety shouldn't be an issue. On top of that, Arias is going to be stationed directly in the conference hall. He'll be representing the guild as a mediator, so that should indirectly bolster our security. That's good to know. In that case, security is going to be the most vulnerable before and after the conference. For instance, a sniper could make their move just as a dignitary exits the tower. That's been my concern, to be honest. Hey, Lloyd! Oh, it's a grumpy old guy. As undisciplined as ever, isn't she? Please excuse her. Kia, you remember Detective Dudley, don't you? Yep, hiya Doodles. Long time no see. How have you been? First Division detectives are always in peak condition. Wait a second. What in the world did you just call me? Oh, you don't like it? Well, how about Grandpa Dudley? That's just calling me old again. Easy now. Come on, put yourself in her shoes. You're practically ancient compared to her. So Kia, what do you need from us? Alright, there's a call waiting for you guys. Someone's calling us. That's odd. I don't recall hearing the phone ring. Oh, it's not the normal phone. The one with faces. Oh, you mean the terminal. You've really gotten a handle on that thing, Kia. Is it Theodore then? She called in the evening before, right? No, it's some boy with freckles. He's getting all huffy and puffy about something. Yeah, his base has been taken over by Campanella, right? Took you long enough? How long were you planning on making me wait? Sorry about that. Anyway, it's been a while. How are you Yeah, save your small talk. I've got a super urgent favor to ask you. Can you guys go check my base? Huh? Your base? Do you mean that room you were staying in? Yeah, the one in Control Terminal 8 down in the Geofront's B sector. Some jerkwat's been using it for the last 2 days. Oh, we're gonna pay for this. You mean it got hijacked? How can you even tell? Over phone, Johnster. I don't remember your name being on the terminal either. That's beside the point. Look, I put up some pretty beefy defenses on the thing before I left. If it ever gets breached, it's set to notify me while I'm doing remote connection tests on the orbital network. And guess what it notified me about today? A breach. So that's how. In other words, someone managed to gain access to the terminal, even with your beefy defenses. Do I have it right? Exactly. They've gotta be a master hacker. Anyway, I need you guys to catch them and get them the heck away from my stuff. Man, what are we as personal errand boys? May I see if the kid got a taste of his own medicine. But if he's right about this being the work of a master hacker, that's troublesome in its own right. Yeah, Ren's gone and I strongly doubt it's Chief Roberts. They go investigate, so contact us later. Good. Make it snappy. What, you really gonna go check it out? Yeah, just in case. I can even do it myself if you guys would rather stay here and rest. Come on, who do you think we are? That's right, there's no telling who could be waiting there. It may be more than just a simple hacker. We've got your back. Hold it. I'll take along too. You will? Oh, where's this change of heart coming from? I'm only doing this to cover all our bases before the trade conference. I can't overlook the deviant act like this. Time is of the essence, let's move. Understood. Sounds like we're about to have ourselves a post-dinner workout. We'll be going now, Chief. Be good, Kia. Sure, be careful out there. Go get him, guys! Detective Dudley has joined the party. You can activate the tactics menu. I'll contact the mayor and CGF to share what we know about those terrorists. Make sure the kids come out of there in one piece, Dudley. You can count on me. Come on, let's move out. Right. Have a safe trip, guys. You too, Doodles. I thought I told you not to call me that. But why not? Don't look at me with those eyes. Let's go, everyone. We're leaving. Not even Dudley stands a chance against Kia. Why did it have to be Doodles? Uppity as ever, aren't we? Still, you are a registered police dog. Be ready to mobilize at a moment's notice if we need your assistance. Woof. How well can Poindexter here go around calling anyone else uppity? I don't think we should fault him for it. This is just Dudley's way of showing he cares. Okay, but I end this episode here, and next time, first we try to look around town, and if that's not possible, who knows, we enter the geofront. Let's see if it's a full exploration or just 2 rooms or something like that. Or 2 screens or something like that. Who knows? Anyway, until next time, I'm Mace and don't get lost. So we cannot quick travel. This likely means we cannot look too far around. Anyway, until next time.